Hello. In our Parashat Azinu, we read the very difficult poem of Azinu, that when we read this testimony, we can see how the history of Am Yisrael, many difficult parts of it were already written many years ago in Shirat Azinu. It's very difficult to read the way Am Yisrael is treated by Hashem in certain situations, and it's very unfortunate to read how Am Yisrael behaves and treats Hashem. One of these psukim that describes this problem and shows how problematic was the behavior of Am Yisrael towards Hashem is the pasuk Vaitosh Elo Ka'asahu, that Am Yisrael abandoned, deserted the God that created him. Vainabel Tzur Yeshuato. So Am Yisrael Vainabel Tzur Yeshuato, the rock that gave them salvation. What is Vainabel? So according to Rashi, Vainabel means that Am Yisrael, straightforward towards Hashem, behaved in a really problematic way. That Am Yisrael degraded Hashem in their behavior. The Ibn Ezra says something similar, but not straightforward. It's not that Am Yisrael treated Hashem in a terrible way, and this is the issue. The problem is that Am Yisrael's behavior was such that we lost the zchut, we lost the privilege that Hashem would give us all of the good that He wants to give us. That Hashem wants to help us in times of trouble. Hashem wants to save us. But Am Yisrael lost their right. And that's Vainabel, according to the Ibn Ezra. That Am Yisrael causes Chilul Hashem. Not in a straightforward way. Not by doing something which we would look and this is Chilul Hashem. But Am Yisrael brought themselves to a situation in which it seems like Hashem isn't saving them. Hashem isn't helping Am Yisrael in this situation. And that in itself is Chilul Hashem. And on a certain level, this pasuk is saying that Am Yisrael is to be held responsible for this. Meaning, and I think this is an important message for us throughout the year, but especially in the time of Aseret Yemei Teshuvah leading up to Yom Kippur. We don't only have a responsibility for what we do, but we have a responsibility for what we will have the privilege to accept. We have to be those people that are Re'uim, people that have the zchut, the merit to accept the goodness of Hashem. We have the responsibility to bring ourselves to the correct level, to the right height, spiritually, morally, in the way we treat each other, and being a nation that's united. All of these aspects come together to being an Am that is appropriate and worthy of accepting the goodness of Hashem. And I think that this is something that we should take upon ourselves. We don't only have to judge ourselves as to whether what we are doing is right or wrong, but whether or not are we now bringing ourselves to a situation where we are worthy of the blessing of Hashem. And I think that brings us to a higher level of demand, self-demand from ourselves, and also brings us to a higher level of responsibility of what happens in the world. We're not only responsible for ourselves, says the Ibn Ezra, according to this pasuk, but on a certain level, we're even responsible for Hashem's actions. Shabbat Shalom.